What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Saturday edition of the Alpha Series here on BitLab Academy. I'm so excited for our guest today from My Crypto Journey. You might know him as Rodney. He's been a guest all week on Discover Crypto. We're going to be diving in his thoughts on the crypto market, meme coins, altcoins, and where things are going, and might give you some of his toolbox on how you can find the true good fundamentals to identify those good projects and how you get in and how you get out. So, Rodney, thanks for being here. How you doing? First off, before we even dive in, how you doing?
I'm doing well, man. It's been an absolute pleasure being here. It's like a melting pot for creators at Hit Network. It's crazy.
That's what I was going to ask you. How's it been this week at Hit Network? Have you been scared for have you been happy to meet us? Have you had a good time?
People think I'm like under some North Korean indoctrination right now, but I've been amazed ever since I pulled up. I didn't know that this was such a big place. And you just watching the YouTube channel, you think it's like one little warehouse. And when I rolled up, you guys have a huge sign that has all your different brands on it. And when you walk in this place, it's like a bunker. And there's so many different rooms for so many different creators, and so many creators work out of here. You have editors, and like I've been on shows all day and doing YouTube shorts all day with all the other creators and workers here, and it's just been a pleasure, man. It's a place to be for crypto creators and to be around people that love cryptocurrency.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't say that better. I mean, we're all in here, whether shows are in the afternoon, midday, everybody shows up early in the morning. We're just like hustling together, trying to figure out how we can bring the best content and have people like you. That's one of our main missions here with Discover Crypto, is to bring together the net, bring together the wide world of blockchain of creators out there, so we can get those different perspectives and also blend communities and introduce people to different content creators and different projects and different lenses on the market. So, with that being said, market feels a little boring right now.
Yeah, it's super boring.
But we're also getting a lot of different news stories kind of popping in and out. Yeah. We just got the XRP news. We had all these Bitcoin spot ETFs feel like they're on the horizon, but it seems never ending if they're going to happen or not. And people still feel like every couple of weeks that they're about to get approved. But let's be honest, Harry. Let's start there. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think that we're going to get some sudden surprise and the ETFs are going to be magically approved before early 2024, or do you think people just need to be a little bit more patient and listen to the lack of efficacy of the SEC and realize it's not going to happen until the last minute?
Well, I think the good thing for Bitcoin in general, and obviously Bitcoin dominance has risen in the bear market, is the cool thing is that like Bitcoin has been out of the crosshairs of the SEC. Now, Gary Gensler won't say whether it's a commodity or not, but at least they're not going after Bitcoin. So that's promising with the spot Bitcoin ETFs. And with the whole ruling with XRP, it's like it's not. People thought when XRP Ripple finally defeated the SEC in court that it would send XRP, which it did temporarily, but it went back down. And that's because right now, the market conditions are just not good for it pumping. The truth is, crypto is a risky asset, and people just don't have the money to buy crypto right now. I mean, even the safest asset in Bitcoin, in cryptocurrency, you could say, I mean, people say that crypto is the fight against inflation. What time frame? Since its inception or since the peak of 2021? In that case,
to that point, people will look at a 3-day period and say it's not being a hedge.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this is a broad, long-term sort of agenda, right?
Yeah, but it's still a risky place right now, and big money managers and people who have a lot of money to put somewhere, I think they want a little more security and regulatory clarity before they put lots of money into the market. So it's boring, but the positive side of all this is that it's given the average Joe who got into crypto during 2021 to maybe dollar cost average into their favorite, altcoins, or maybe even just Bitcoin during this prolonged bear market.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said that better, and there's so much bullish bias in the market. And if we really separate everything, if we cut out all the noise, in reality, people just want the prices to go up.
Yeah.
People see those momentary, and it does, if you look at the broader market over the course of many years, the periods of those parabolic uptrends are the smallest portion of a type of trend within Bitcoin, because Bitcoin and then the rest of the crypto market. The periods of accumulation and the bear markets, those two things combined, far outweigh the length of time the parabolic uptrends happen. But it's like a drug. Everybody's chasing that high, and so every time there's like XRP, this week we got the news that the appeal was denied, and then everybody thinks it's like, send it, it's going all the way up, and it goes up on a blip and then comes right back down. So with that being said, like, how do you, because you've been in this space for some time, you're a content creator as well as an investor and as well as a trader. How do you sort of mitigate that fear and that hope and that underlying bullish bias we all have, to where you don't get trapped in the noise and those liquidity grabs, so you're not donating your money to smarter investors?
To developers usually.
Yeah.
Well, the interesting part is that, the cryptocurrency, you could say creator industry or sphere or whatever, we're kind of synonymous for surprise face, 100x, pumpy thumbnails. And unfortunately, it had to take for me to venture outside of cryptocurrency and just look at the macroeconomic situation, just things besides the inflation talk and, Federal Reserve and the wars and the, government funding and all these different things will help you understand why the market isn't moving the way we want it to move. If you just understand that there's no money to put into crypto right now, and, that's okay for right now. But if you can just pay attention to that stuff and kind of get out of the cryptocurrency realm where everyone's making these crazy pump content because that's what get views, because people like hopium, you understand that that content is okay to watch, but don't get so sucked into it and don't treat it as like the end all be all. Just be brave enough to venture out and consume other content that's not crypto related, but more maybe economically related, because that'll really help you get a greater understanding of, well, this is why the bear market is this, this long, and this is why it's going to continue to be this long. And I mean, just the stuff with the SEC, that's huge news. Like, they're trying to regulate cryptocurrency out of existence. That's a huge government agency, you know what I mean? And they're failing so far, but they're still trying to do it. So if you understand that stuff, you understand why the market is the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, then you look at things like over $1 trillion in personal debt,
Yeah,
and
student loans started paying.
$1 trillion in personal debt. We're getting to record levels of bankruptcy and defaults on credit. That coupled with personal savings, basically, I think it's like $80 billion nationally in the U.S. right now. And then we're wondering, everybody's wanting the pumps. And everybody listening, I'm not a bear. I'm somebody that's responding to the data that's present. If I want just bullish price action, then I'm going to set myself up to basically be giving my money away, because all the economic metrics, as you said, these broader things that are impacting where liquidity capital is flowing, credit's extended, people are defaulting, there's no savings. So if people cannot spend any more money because they have no savings and their credit cards are maxed, and then how do businesses profit? And if they don't profit, then how do their earnings reports go up? And if they're not going up, then how can we expect the broader markets to have capital interest coming into them when we're seeing a downturn in economic variables that are going to essentially indicate that trouble is coming? Now maybe, and here's my question for you here, there's going to be a decoupling. Hopefully. Do you think there's going to be a decoupling of Bitcoin? And let's stick with Bitcoin for now. Bitcoin from traditional assets at some point in the future?
Yeah, I think they already started have decoupling a little bit, because what we saw during the 2021 was a special time where everybody was locked at home. A lot of people were getting stimmies. We're artificially pumping the economy, right? Everyone's staying home. No one's working. I mean, I knew people who were working, jobs making half of what they were making, just staying home, collecting stimulus checks and government aid. So that was a weird time where people didn't have anything to do but spend money online, and cryptocurrency was a big part of that. Can you ask that question again?
Yeah. So do you think that Bitcoin is going to decouple from traditional assets?
Yeah.
Because the reason I ask is because some people are thinking, they're looking at that like it's going to happen this week. It's going every week. It's this week or coming into this next bull market. The reason I bring it up is because all of this trouble we're seeing with the broader global economies and inflation, and everybody's thinking that Bitcoin, this is the time for Bitcoin to shine and truly show that it's a hedge. Do you think that that's on the cusp, or do we still need to take this risk-adjusted approach that it's more likely than not that if the world economies start taking a 15, 20, 30% decline on markets, is Bitcoin going to follow it, or is this the time for it to shine?
Well, we have started to see it decouple a little bit, and we did see like Bitcoin and cryptocurrency follow tech stocks, or just currencies in general. Like when the dollar does well, other currencies don't do well, and vice versa. So we are seeing it decouple a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell because there's a lot of traders and a lot of people who are, who are here to make the money, not really here for the technology, which is a lot of people who may trade it the same way they trade tech stocks, or maybe look for the same things that they use with. I'm not a trader or anything like that, but you would understand. Maybe they would use that as a reference points to trade cryptocurrency. So I don't know. Even with big money coming into crypto through the form of like big money managers and BlackRocks and Fidelities and stuff like that, I don't know. So I'm not too sure about that one.
Yeah, I mean, and I have to say that that's a great answer. Yeah. And I think that's one of those answers that all of us, content creators, traders, investors, every individual person needs to be more ready to say, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Right? And especially, this is very important with Bitcoin and the digital ecosystem as a whole, the crypto world. This is an entirely new technology and new space and asset. And it harnesses beyond just the ability to transact with some sort of form of money, whether it's digital money, whether it's a token, whatever we want to call it. Yeah. But it's also imbued in changing our culture. Yeah. It's also imbued in changing the mechanisms for which business operate on and the idea of transparency. So us trying to think that it's going to do this or that based on a historical chart is hard for us to really say with 100% certainty, because it is a new world. And I do think because of that, there will be a sort of decoupling in phases. I think it will couple and decouple, and we need to be aware of that. But do you think then, if you don't know, would you lean towards, if we do see a large economic downturn, because a lot of people think there's going to be some sort of significant recession that's coming from all this economic headwind and weight, do you think that that's going to weigh down on the crypto markets, or do you feel like us just being flatline, kind of how we are now, is kind of how it's going to be till the halving?
It's tough because, obviously we've been increasing interest rates for, a while now. And then after the whole collapse of FTX, we saw Bitcoin go down to 17, 16K, something like that. And then it's been a steady recovery and kind of resilient even through all the SEC BS lately. And just kind of looking pretty strong. Trading sideways a lot, but looking pretty strong. So, but I can still see I can still see people freaking out in hard times, and maybe the crypto investments they have, maybe they need to, cash some of that stuff out to pay their debts and stuff like that, depending on what really happens if we have a true recession, even though our current administration says we're not going to have a recession. I mean, who knows?
Well, they did redefine what a recession was. So maybe we get a new definition again,
Yeah. So it is hard to tell, but to go off your point, so I would say, for a prediction, I would say that, if the market, if the economy gets bad and we go into recession, I could see people selling off and taking their money and using it for whatever, or just kind of sidestepping the market and stuff like that to maybe buy back in at a lower point, or just maybe pay for things and survive. But to go off what you said about crypto, I mean, it's crazy to see the SEC trying to regulate cryptocurrency as one thing when it's clearly many different things. It's a store of value. It's actually blockchain companies or companies operating on the blockchain, some more scammier than others. Like we have like companies like, obviously Ethereum, or obviously not a company, but you understand what I mean though, like Crypto.com. It's like shares in a company. It almost is like that. Yeah. Well, then you have NFTs, right? With proof of ownership, immutable, right, on the blockchain. We know them as JPEGs, but they're smart contracts, So with crypto gaming, like there's so many different parts of cryptocurrency that's just so different. It's hard to regulate it one way. And I think that once we understand that, like Bitcoin is not Ethereum is not an NFT, and vice versa, I think that we can get some clear regulatory guidelines, because I think that's how you need to regulate it. It can't be one thing.
I mean, it's kind of like trying to regulate broadly everything that has wheels. Yeah. Right? Because you have a shopping cart that has wheels, but so does a skateboard, but so does a motorcycle, but so does a bike. But so it's like very different things. And, we had Gary Cardone and Mark Yusko on this series over the last couple months. And both of them also identified that, and I agree that, everybody thinks of this as this crypto ecosystem, and like you said, this one regulatory mind frame does not work. And also when we're investing and trying to figure out where our capital is going to be allocated within this ecosystem, how our portfolios are set up, Bitcoin is different than Ethereum. Ethereum is different from the top 10, top 20 alts. The rest of the alts are also 100 different baskets within that as well. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, you tend to lean in a bit of the altcoin ecosystem.
Memecoins.
So do you have a longer term portfolio?
Yes.
And is that all Memecoins?
No, absolutely not.
Did you hear that?
Absolutely not.
Did you hear that? This gentleman right here, and I'm not hating on anybody with Memecoins. Because Memecoins, what do you call it? They're here for a good time,
not a long time. Not Doge is the gold standard of meme coins, and mostly because Elon Musk is holding its hand. But there's ones like Shiba Inu and like that new Pepe token that have a little bit of life. But besides that, they're really just the degenerate gambling, the weird degenerate. If cryptocurrency was a redheaded stepchild of like finance, like the redheaded stepchild of crypto is meme coins. Like just awkward. It's just gambling. Crypto casino.
But what I love about it though, and this is important because there's so many people, especially in the next 2 years, as post halving when the markets start heating up, and then we get the best free press that we ever get ever. It's when we start breaking all-time highs. We get all this influx of new people globally now that's going to be coming in. People look to meme coins or even small altcoins because they want to outpace the gains from Bitcoin. Fine. But what he just said right there is one of the most important things people need to understand. He is in for a good time, meaning not a good long time, a good time because I get to make good money quickly. And the money he's making, where does it go? Into stuff that has value in the long term.
Yeah, Bitcoin, big.
So you got to allocate your portfolios accordingly. So are you primarily only in, when you are doing the trading or at select picks, is it primarily meme coins, or are you broadly in some other altcoins as well?
So look, I'm not a trading extraordinaire. I honestly think that's confusing, and kudos to people who are trading and are successful. I'm more of a DCA guy. You know, put a recurring payment on into your favorite your long-term projects. And look, crypto's going to live and die on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes anywhere, well, I mean, that's a sad day for, the rest of cryptocurrency. And Ethereum, I think, is solid. It's the best out there. It's not the most scalable. It's not the fastest. A lot of people argue whether it's centralized or decentralized, whatever, but it is the best network that everyone builds on right now. And until there's an actual ETH killer, it has to be the second safest option, in my opinion. So there's bigger plays that are safe to invest in, but you could take some of that, and I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just a guy on the internet, but you could take a small portion of whatever you're gonna, dollar cost average into crypto and gamble a little bit, because there are, 100x, 1000x plays out there. There is money to be made, but in a bear market especially, those plays are far and few between, whereas in a bull market, when everyone and their mom's making ERC20 tokens, BEP20 tokens, fuzzy face, poopy dog, butt Inu coin or whatever, which I've seen all the names. Those tokens hit $100 million market caps, $500 million market caps, but they're usually some sort of cookie cutter meme coin with probably the same anonymous devs with some sort of use case that's generic. So it's about making sure that you have a plan, you get in, you have a plan, and you get out. It's risky, it's gambling. There's nothing safe about it, but in light of what's happened in cryptocurrency with FTX, that looked like a layup. Terra Luna looked like a layup. Celsius looked like a layup, and they're gone. So the space is very, very volatile. It's unsafe. There's a few safe plays, but there is money to be made if you do it very conservatively.
So what you're saying is,
take a second mortgage out and put it all in meme coins. Of course not.
But so you're saying, a safe allocation, like 85% of your total portfolio, throw it into Pepe. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, but the truth is, everybody, there are plays to be made, and there are people that are Bitcoin maxis. Some are ETH maxis. Some are only 60% Bitcoin, 40% ETH, and nothing else. But the truth is, the strategy is going to be determined by each one of your own. You have to ask yourself, what is my risk tolerance? How much can I have in the crypto market? And my bills, my family, my life, everything's okay. You're not putting yourself at risk. The moment you put yourself at risk and you're uncomfortable with how much money's in the market, if you're uncomfortable in a trade, you're outside of your risk tolerance level. So you got to pay attention to that. And when you're allocating to these riskier plays, it really should be on the smaller side of the percentage allocation, not, anything even north of 5% is excessive, I would argue, but it's going to have to be determined by your own strategy. So now that we've discussed, some of the plays that are there, because at the end of the day, we're all looking for volatility, right? And everybody gets so excited when price goes up and they get mad when it goes down. It doesn't go up without it going down. For everybody listening, if it goes down, that's an opportunity arising. So of course, we felt like the longest, crypto winter ever. And then we zoom out and realize, oh, it's exactly the same amount of time it's been in the past. So we're just impatient when it's down. But down means opportunity. So you talked about meme for the quick gains with small, safe allocations. But of course, there's a broad array of other altcoins out there, that I know I'm interested in and I have allocations towards. But I'm curious, in let's say the top 50, what other altcoins are you looking at that you expect, or even potentially even niches also that you're expecting to perform well in this next bull market, or maybe are just sparking your interest?
Yeah, so I'm in the camp of just because something hit an all-time high before doesn't mean it's going to happen again. But there's still obviously gains to be made, especially if they're moving with the market. And there are a lot of honest developers out there working in the space and trying to be better, but the truth is they'll probably get beat out by some random meme coins that'll smash their market cap size. Like, we've seen some wild things happen. The space is so wild, right? But I think there are a lot of good projects out there that are under the, like for example, Binance. I don't trust centralized exchanges, because when, whatever hits the fan, you know what I mean? Like, your money's not safe on a centralized exchange because it's not insured. But there are more honest ones than others, like Coinbase. Obviously, that's a different, it's on the stock market, right? Publicly traded company. But Binance, for example, they've come under so much scrutiny. They've been in the crosshairs of the SEC, and all they've done is still be okay. Back when, the market was crashing, it was FTX and Binance that were trying to be the Federal Reserve of crypto. And Binance was the only one who's still here today. And CZ, a lot of people say he's shady, a lot of people don't like him, but all he's done is deliver. And the attempted bank runs, the fact that they try to terminate BUSD, all it did, in my opinion, was vindicate them as, hey man, we're holding your crypto on our exchange one for one. We're not gambling your money like Alameda Research and Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX, right? For example, USDC, they had exposure to Silicon Valley Bank, American company, Circle, right? Stablecoin. Everyone was freaking out so bad, a huge piece of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, right? $3 billion exposure. They depegged from $1 to 89 cents, which is nuts. It's supposed to stay at $1 regardless of whatever. Paxos was told to stop minting BUSD by the SEC, which is Binance's stablecoin. And CZ said, fine, we can redeem everybody's money. They lost 80% of their market cap size in like a month, and they never depegged. And that goes to show, we have your money. We're not doing anything shady. So I think BNB is one that I'm super bullish on. I like Avalanche just because I think any competitor to Ethereum is good. And there's a few other different networks that I think could be potential ETH killers or competitors. But right now, I just can't see anything touching ETH. So I'd say maybe my top three, altcoins that I really like are BNB, Avalanche, and Dogecoin.
Dogecoin, it's one of those ones, and I have to admit, myself as well.
Yeah.
A year and a half ago, I thought Doge was the stupidest thing. I was like, this damn meme coin. But when you start looking at it, one of the things you want to be aware of with any asset is what's the legacy, even if it's limited.
Yeah.
And Dogecoin, to my knowledge, was it was the first altcoin other than Bitcoin.
Yeah, well,
right. It was right about the same time as Ethereum, because Ethereum was already in development, but Dogecoin came out, I believe, in 2013.
Yeah, there was another one like Catcoin. There was a few obscure ones I've studied before. There was a few ones out there, but there weren't very many.
But Doge has kind of persisted, and I hate the tokenomics of it. Yeah. But on the nature of adoptability from a new user, it's one of those first to get into that culture when somebody's getting into the space. And it probably has to do with a little bit of necessary ignorance, being that when somebody comes in, they might not know that you don't have to get one whole Bitcoin. They're like, well, Bitcoin is 28,000, but Dogecoin is, something, however many cents. And they think, what if this goes to 28,000 like Bitcoin? Because they don't know the idea of market cap and total supply. So I am interested in it a little bit from the adoption sort of, the attraction from new adopters. But also, as we were talking before, with the potential integrations with X and payments and all this stuff with Elon Musk, because I don't feel like he's going to change his tone on Doge, because he's spoken so much about it, that it kind of would look silly on him to all of a sudden just abandon any integration if there was crypto integration. It seems like it would be, even if it was just Bitcoin and Doge. But it's an interesting coin.
Yeah, so I always say that if you went up to 100 people on the street and you asked them what Ethereum was compared to Doge, I bet you the Doge camp would be way higher. Because even though Ethereum's obviously larger than life to us, Doge is the bridge between the normies and us weirdos in DeFi, and it does bring people in. It gets people to download Coinbase or to download Binance or to text me and be like, "Have you heard of Doge?" or "Hey, what's this Shiba Inu coin or Pepe?" only people text me when meme coins are pumping. Like, hey, should I buy so and so? And I'm like, dude, I'm not your guy. I said it's gonna probably send, but they have that mass adoptability and they bring people into the space. And meme coins are what got me in this space. They're the ones that got me making videos and investing in meme coins. And once I was able to get outside the bubble, I'm like, oh, DeFi is huge. It's huge. And that's how I kind of came on to a bunch of these like scammers and DeFi and understand how they operate. But meme coins, man, and Dogecoin especially, a lot of people think it's a joke, but I mean, one tweet from Elon Musk and it 2x's, or something wild like that. And Elon Musk is the ultimate, FU guy to the government. He hates the government, and crypto represents that, right? It's kind of our way to fight back against, CBDCs and them controlling our money. It's financial freedom, decentralized, finance, you could say. So yeah.
Yeah. So I got to ask, because you have such a broad awareness of crypto, you came in and everybody has a different journey into the space. Some people come in through Bitcoin, some people come in through Pepe.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we don't want to hate on anybody's journey to the space. We want to do as much as we can to welcome people in and point them into the directions of, education, whether it's self-education, whether it's spots like BitLab Academy, whether it's Market Sniper with Jesse Olson. There's so many different places out there. And just watching different, not the same one, but different voices online, different influencers getting both bullish and bearish, both Bitcoin and altcoin. What would you say to somebody coming in if they are on the meme coin kick? One, how do you not get wrecked? Hold on.
Yeah.
How do you not get wrecked? And two, how do you make sure that you can, in 5 years, you still have capital in this space, and you are growing in the long term. What is a roadmap for a new person in the space, whether they came in with Bitcoin or meme coins? How do they stay here? How do they not just get destroyed by the market?
So unfortunately and fortunately, I think a lot of people that pander to meme coin, you could say people that want to solely focus on meme coins, is a lower informed investor, and people looking to make a quick buck and to gamble and to do some really seriously insane things like take out loans. I've seen it, credit cards. Just the Dogecoin millionaire took out $180 or $180,000 to invest in the Dogecoin, like crazy stuff like that. So unfortunately, that space is plagued with developers who know that and they market to those people. My advice to those people would to be like, I started using Robinhood to invest in the cryptocurrency. So I'm like buying Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, and like Bitcoin. That's it. You know what I mean? And then I got my MetaMask account, and then I started using Uniswap, and I started buying like meme coins. And I'm like, oh my! And I started making money on meme coins. I'm like, I got to make a video about this. But a lot of people stay right there in the meme coin sphere. They never venture out. And unfortunately, that space is rife with developers selling you a product that you think is the next best thing since anything. Like, for example, one of my first cryptocurrency products that I got into was something called Saitama. It was a small cap cryptocurrency project. Well, the developer team, very good at lying, and they were making something called SataMask, which was a swap, some sort of swap, and they marketed like this best swap ever. And me in meme coins, only knowing about Uniswap, not knowing about the hundreds of decentralized exchanges out there, not understanding that this product isn't special. Well, they were talking about having a debit card or something like that, not knowing that Binance and Coinbase give you debit cards for free. They're not charging you for them. And all these different, you could say, buzzwords to keep the low-informed investor bought into their plan. So once I was able to escape the meme coin space and notice how big the DeFi space is and how a lot of the projects are the same but different, centralized exchange, decentralized exchange, store of value, layer 1, 2, 3, 0, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, there's all the same but different. I think that helps you understand and not get scammed by these meme coin projects, because the truth is, during a bull run, there's gonna be a ton of meme coins out there, and they're gonna make a lot of people a lot of money. I have friends who are insanely rich from meme coins, but what did they do? They took the profits, they stayed out of the Telegram, they didn't become cult members. They didn't become like worshiping the devs. They took their profits, they invested in Bitcoin or cashed out, and they didn't hold the bag all the way down to the ground. And unfortunately, a lot of people who get into those meme coins, they always hold, they shame you for selling, and they hold to zero until the product rugs or is pretty much worthless. So explore, get outside the meme coin space, listen to other content creators, and for the love of God, if you're up 1,000x, please take some profits, Pay yourself. What's the point of investing? To be a part of a Telegram or to make money?
I don't, I've been there before. I'm sure
Me too.
you have, where it's like, Man, at one point, yeah, or you do the reverse engineered tokenomics, or portfolio economics, where you're like, had I not, like, for instance, I had like 800,000 Cardano.
Yeah.
And I did take profit.
Yeah.
So that was smart, but I took it when it was like 4 cents.
Yeah.
And it was a great trade. Let me tell you, it was a great trade because I got it around 1 cent, and I felt like a genius.
Yeah.
And then when you see Cardano pushing up at $1.83, 205, 220. You get caught in the trap also.
Yeah, FOMO, yeah.
So these two things work together because you get caught in the trap of, you look at that 800,000 Cardano, you're like, man, I would have had this huge amount of money. So then for some people that makes you not want to take profits. But at the end of the day, take profits. You got it because, like you said, if you're not taking profits along the way, all you're doing is putting your money in to play a game and to feel yourself as a victim to continually be down because that's where you deserve to be. And that's how it's going to be until you take profits.
Well, that's going to happen. You're going to miss out on a 10,000x or 100x. But if you look at all the winning trades to the bad ones and how many 100x compared to 5x's you have, those 5x's are going to be way more than 100x and 1000x. It's because people see what happened to people who got early into a project like Dogecoin or SHIB, and they're like, that's going to be me. And not understanding market cap size, and that's a big one. It's like with Shiba Inu. It's like Shiba Inu to 1 cent. If Shiba Inu were to warp to Bitcoin's market cap today, it would still have 2 zeros in front of it. And obviously that's not 1 cent or $1. But people don't understand market cap size.
My favorite is when Shiba was really hot, people were like, man, I'm just waiting for it to get to $1. I'm like, that would be a $250 trillion market cap.
Yeah.
Like understand the basic premise of the asset you're investing in.
I remember I had an influencer for that same project, Saitama, was saying, this is in December 2021. This time next year, Saitama's gonna have a $1 trillion market cap. And at the time, the crypto market peaked out at $3 trillion. With conviction, fully believed it, has a huge community, has over 1 million subscribers now. He's a friend of mine, we joke about it now, but he was saying that stuff because he was just a YouTuber, saying things. So people see that and they're like, this guy knows he's $3 trillion. Not understanding that's one meme coin and a sea of tens of thousands or thousands of cryptocurrencies, and that's 1/3 of the entire cryptocurrency market cap. It just doesn't make sense, and people can't grasp that concept. Look at everything else. It just doesn't make sense.
So I got to ask, you're into altcoins heavily.
Yeah.
So many people watching right now.
Yeah.
You see it in the chats. You see it in the comments. When alt season?
Alt season, when the market when we get retail back in crypto, when we have the average Joes downloading Coinbase and aping a few $100 into some random altcoin or something like that, that's when altcoins come back, and everything's going to move with Bitcoin, right? Even if we see bigger institutional money get into crypto, because they're buying right now, right? We're seeing a lot of people load up on Bitcoin right now. They're buying right now. I think could be a signal, but I think that once we get retail, the average Joe back in crypto, we'll see alts start to send. And kudos to the people who have been buying the dip on their favorite projects, even during the hard times. I
mean, I agree with that. And just so everybody remembers, pre-halving, this time is in a weird way the time most people get wrecked. Yes, people get wrecked buying at a top and then selling at the bottom. But this time before the halving, where we're getting these impulsive pumps and then the dumps back down, this sort of range of consolidation down here, this accumulation is where basically they're triggering you with these liquidity pushes, and then the dumps back down and just taking your money if you don't have a strategy. So Rodney, I love having you here at Hit Network. You did a great job on Discover Crypto. I hope, can we get you back sometime?
We're working that out. We'll see.
Awesome. Yeah, we'd love to have you back. And also, I want to have you on BitLab. Maybe do a weekly
I'll be there.
spot.
Yeah. Well, I'll be in there, man.
So where can people find you? And what should they be looking out for?
Yeah, you can find me at My Crypto Journey on YouTube and Crypto Journey RS on Twitter. It's a side profile of me. Be careful. There's a lot of scammers out there. And I have a little blue check mark. So
yeah, tell them about the OnlyFans too.
Yeah, feet pics. If you guys are into feet pics, just kidding. Right? You don't want to see that.
No, but everybody, throw one in chat if you'd like having Rodney here. Really love chatting with him. And then make sure you're hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, ding the bell. Join us in our community here at Discover Crypto, and join us in our community over here at BitLab Academy. Check it out. And if you haven't yet, go to bitlabacademy.com. Get involved with the courses. We break down all this different psychology of trading, understanding how to look into fundamentals. So you don't think a meme coin is going to go to $1 when it's going to be a $300 trillion market cap. These things are important, and they will help shape you and your ability to make profitable trades and investments in this space. With that, I hope you all have a wonderful Saturday. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Adios.